Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. Sorry for the delay. I was just, working on some stuff, but we are back with Spirit Halloween 2024 built in Minecraft. My apologies for the lag, it's just a laggy part of my world. But yeah, starting off, we got the Jack the Reaper on the roof, of course, ripped off from Irish Hunk. You gotta love that. But now, let's get in, look at the themes. So here we have it, the Welcome to the Carnival Archway, with Ghostface and Ringmaster. Just gotta get a nice thumbnail shot there. So, we have Ringmaster over here. What I did here is I just, made a standard armor stand, put two on top of each other to look at like that, like he has the hat. And for the shirt, I used the Vex armor trim with an iron texture, which just helped have that like interior, interior, but the chest look. Just put a copper rod next to it to look, like a bit like a staff. Pretty cool. Would have done him a little larger, but given the space, I don't think I could have. Then here's Ghostface. Pretty similar to the design I had all those years ago, 2021. In fact, I think it was the exact same design, so yeah. But yeah, we got the little string lights here that light up. I did kind of an alternating pattern in them because why not? Just look cool. And for the actual Carnival archway, I put striped banners inside, and I used the the blue terracotta. I don't think about the blocks anymore, man. We got Jack the Reaper up there, the Carnival sign. Now, let's go through, starting with this little section. Here we have Dark Princess. Pretty neat. I used like a banner to give her wing effect. Oh yeah, and sadly the thingies behind the guys don't have the whole lineup picture, but that's okay. But yeah, we got Dark Princess here. This is the texture I used for the whole flags thing. Up here we got Towering Tallulah. Up there, just the similar way that I make my Mr. Darks and Hell spawns. Yeah, that's that section. You go over here, we have the Fortune booth. We have a lantern and lapis lazuli to look like the actual crystal ball. Then you have just little signs saying Carnival and all that. Yeah, in fact, maybe even I could use it for the photo. Nope, that won't work. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's the little photo op thing. Pretty neat. Then coming over here, we have the games tent. To imitate the look of the plushies, I just decided to put a bunch of item frames with totems of undying because they have that like human shape. So I think it made a pretty fun effect there. We got the Wheel of Fate, actually pretty small. Like in this version, I just use a grindstone. But yeah, like you spin that, get your little thing. Here we got more plushies with Mack Straw. Now, really, I could have used a pumpkin head for him. I think that would have actually been pretty cool. But yeah, I used a bunch of copper rods for the pitchfork with a brewing stand at the top. I must say, the scale was so weird to get this year because the themes and walls are like so thin and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of neat. Then here we got Giant Death Ray, pretty simple design, just tall alien thing. There you go. Yeah. And of course I have the flags over top of where they go in the themes. Now, over here we got the Down the Duck booth with the cremator, who I just used the Vex armor trim again to make a little bit of a gradient. He's holding the skull, and I just used a netherite helmet to have that kind of like empty hood look. Then we have Art the Clown here, who I just did, a bunch of armor trims to kind of get his look. And I used one of the new trial keys as the horn, because it actually has like a pretty good horn look to it. So that's neat. And for the little carnival actors, I use the, what are they called? Crossbows. I'm sorry, I'm not up on my Minecraft terminology. But yeah, I just use crossbows to look like the little guns. Got the Down the Duck sign. This side is nothing, it's just more lights. But this side, we have the Sitting Scarecrow / Scary Sitting Scarecrow, whichever one your location sets up. I borderline forgot about him, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, pretty simple. Then here we have the Funhouse of Terror. I used two signs and kind of finagled a way to make them into one. That's neat. We'll get to the walkthrough in the end. I think you'll like to see what I did with that. Yeah, over here we got the Sideshow side of the funhouse with number 1, Bobby Strings. I used a lot of structure voids in this, which if you don't know what they are, I don't know, look them up or something. But yeah, I put a bunch of paintings behind to look like that wood texture. Got the trapdoor up there to look like his marionette hanging puppet thing. And then I just put the body down here to look like him. Neat. I got the funhouse mirrors, which just use like a pretty standard mirror texture. So that's fun. Then here we have the Emily and Victor section. And I found this a really cool detail. Sorry to toot my own horn. But I decided to use a lot of banners. And so for here I made a pattern that actually looked like the whole back section without having to change any blocks. And it actually works really well. Got lanterns here to look like the spotlights. Yeah, we got Emily, Victor holding a button, Emily holding some flowers. I think they look fairly accurate to the props. Then we got Gray Jumping Spider. It's the same jumping spider design I use every year with a diorite stare and a turn backwards or forwards skull. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Then Barnaby the bear. I use the pig head because it's the most animalistic head we have. Some armor trims on his clothes, and then just a yellow glazed terracotta thing for him to stand on. But yeah, that's the Sideshow section. You got more of the whites, which I must say I think work pretty well. And then we go around the back. We have Nibbles the clown here with his lollipop. Doesn't actually motion track, so that's a little sad. But yeah. Then here with the ticket booth, you got Wanda Webworth, who I just overlaid a ton of armor stands to get the weird, like, arms look. And I just put 2 paintings behind her as those kind of picture list things. This is supposed to look like the carnival coin activator. Yeah. Then we have that clown thing up there. Kind of neat. And then here is Cotton Candy Dan. I just used a cauldron, put a smaller skeleton in it. Then I had the clown up there with a copper rod sticking out. Pretty strange design, but I think it works for what he is. And anyway, since that's all the animatronics, but stick around to the end of the video. We're not done. Stick around. Now, let's go into the walkthrough, which I must say I'm pretty proud of what I did with this. You see, with it being a thin, like, 1x1 block wall, I didn't want to make the funhouse super beefy. So, I decided to use banners, which if you use a little bit of imagination, works pretty well. So here we got some of the funhouse mirrors, as you can see. This is supposed to look like that whole clown design they have. Then you go in. This is supposed to be the hologram projection. Maybe that would be like Poor George's face or something. I don't know. You can use imagination. Go down, more funhouse mirrors. I just used the banners to look like the kind of red wood texture, which I think ended up looking pretty solid. Yeah, that's the funhouse walkthrough. Now let me take you through some other bits of the store that I decided to add. Number 1, if we go back here, we got the Tomb of Souls photo op. Just had to include that to get the vibe of the store well. Then if we go back here, we got the Jumping Spider section with that little spider painting. And then this, I had to include, honestly, the lighting display. Nothing much. But still, stick around. We got a little more going on. There are some cool people there. Subscribe to them. The shirts section. And now, let me show you something fun. You see, in the back last year, I put the online onlys here, which I didn't do this year. Don't mind that hole. I didn't do the online onlys there this year. However, I said, screw it, we ball. And if we go to the roof, here we go. We got the online onlys and the filler props on the roof. Why? Because why not? Number 1, clowning around. Very big design. One of those designs that I just made very big for some reason. But yeah, I had the 2 Steve heads on the walls to kind of look like the kids. I used a banner pattern for his clothes. Neat. Then here we got Rick Ratman. I just did like a standard Steve thing where I put an armor trim on to look like the hole in his chest. And using a structure void, I put a lever on top of his head to look like the rat. Fun detail. Twitching Banshee. Nothing to see here, really. I didn't really do anything that interesting with her. Towering Clown. This is actually a different design than I usually do, because when I started making this stuff was when Towering Clown first came out, so I have a lot of experience making him. But yeah, I decided to use some banners to make his pattern clothing interesting. Shirley Stab, nothing much. I just used a jack-o'-lantern head to get the whole carved face gimmick. Pretty neat. With a sword. Michael Myers, really nothing to talk about here. And then, okay, this is a weird one, because it hasn't actually come out, but the 10-foot skeleton werewolf. The name has been leaked forever, and so I just thought, screw it, I'm gonna make it. I don't actually know what it looks like, but judging by the name 10-foot skeleton werewolf, I think it's gonna look something like this. So that's a weird one, but that's just a guess. And then onto the filler props. We got Cerberus, which is a very not-to-size design. Now that I'm thinking about it, there are better things I could have done. But whatever, it's still kind of fun. It's got the 3 heads, whatever. I usually try to make my scale pretty accurate for this stuff, and this is definitely the most inaccurate scale I've had, so oh well. Here's Night Terror, really nothing special for a prop that is really nothing special. Okay, this design was fun. Demonic Gatekeeper. I decided to make him really big as usual. I have the same, banner pattern I used for Jack the Reaper, with him coming out of the ground. Banner pattern there to look like his chest. Then I used 2 comparators, because if you use a little bit of imagination, they have his really big hands. Gravestone Ghoul. Simple design, but I think it was pretty effective. And then finally, for the filler props, going out with a whimper, we have the static Ghostface. Because, come on. Static Ghostface. But yeah, that was it for the year. Thank you for the support on the series. I greatly appreciate it. And that was Spirit Halloween 2024 made in Minecraft. Tell me what you think of this in the comments below. Did I do well? Did I do it accurately? Tell me what you would have done. I love to see the support on the series. Hopefully this one gets the views again. But if it doesn't, at least thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Fare thee well.